What's up, y'all? It's Zach Boog, man, and welcome to the third annual WGCI Music Summit presented by Hennessy. And tonight's panel is really dope, man. It's about becoming a new artist and making hit records. We've got one of the hottest in the game right now, the queen of the South. Y'all give it up for Mulatto.
Mulatto, yes. Listen, I guess we should also, because everybody's here at this moment. So Mulatto's here. She's not the only female we have in the room. We also have the one and only Sevyn Streeter.
What's going on, beautiful people? How you doing? How you doing, Mulatto?
There she go.
What up, y'all?
Oh, how you doing?
I am absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? It's a blessed day, you know. I'm just, working and happy and trying to stay in my space. You feel me?
Yes. And we got some other fellas with us tonight, Zach. Who else is in the building?
Well, we got Mr. Get That Bread, Get That Head, then leave. Beat King's in the building. That's my ringtone right there.
Sevyn Streeter kind of said it, Chicago's own. He is a super producer, but not just that. He's also a television host, a podcaster. He makes hits for artists like Nicki Minaj, and the list goes on, and also for himself. I like to call him Marcos, but y'all know him as Kosine.
What up? I also had a song come out with Mulatto earlier this year with a Good Girl. She dropped some fire on this song called Thirsty. So there she go. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie, what up?
What up, dope?
That's dope. Also, man, we got a legend, a super producer who has made records with some of your favorite artists. I'm talking about Queen Naija, K. Michelle, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Mary J. Blige, Usher. Give it up for Lil Ronnie.
Hey.
Here you go.
So let's get into it. Mulatto, I'm gonna start with you. One of the other beautiful women on this Zoom. My first time talking to you. I gotta just say, I am so happy and excited for you. Even in COVID, girl, you are running things. The world is shut down, but Mulatto's world is not shut down. So how have you been? Like, I feel like this is a year for you.
For sure, definitely. So I had signed to RCA secretly in December, and we had this whole rollout and just big plan for 2020, and we was in just behind the scenes grinding, coming up with this master plan for 3 months, and we had announced it in March that I had signed, and then a month later the pandemic hit. So big shout out to my team for getting creative and still making the plan executed despite the pandemic.
Absolutely. And Mulatto, I see in the game, it seems like they try to pit the female rappers against each other. You know that? Always. And you seem to get along with everyone. How do you feel about just how the industry pits the female rappers against each other?
I got mixed feelings on that. I feel like they definitely go harder on the females. Like, female artists are heavily critiqued.
Mm-hmm.
Female artists are heavily critiqued. Always we under the microscope. But then again, on the same time, it's like hip hop is a competitive sport, and I'm here for the little friendly competition. So you know what I'm saying?
Yes, and then real quick, for those who are true fans of Mulatto, that you began. Well, people got familiar with you when you were younger on a show called the Rap Game Show. And then now it's like you're not an overnight celebrity. Like, you've been grinding for this moment. For those who might be watching that want to get to your success, what type of advice would you give them?
Repeat that question one more time.
I said, for those that have been that are watching you, and then with this, like I said, even in COVID, you're doing so well. But this was a grind for you. You began on the show, The Rap Game, when people started to get familiar with you. What would you say for those who want to be like Mulatto one day and be in the position you are in now?
Oh, shoot. Consistency, hard work, praying harder. It's just about not giving up on yourself. Like, I've been rapping since 8, 9, 10 years old, and 21 years later, I signed my first major deal. So it's not an overnight thing. Like, people try to make it seem it's like going to school for any other occupation. You know what I'm saying? People think that being a rapper is the easy way out. It's still the same amount of work, just like if you went to college to become a lawyer or a doctor, you know what I'm saying, you still got to put in that same work to be in the music business as well. I think people skip over that step. Yeah, I'd say just consistency, patience.
Absolutely. I'm gonna ask you this, Mulatto. When you make your music, what's your process to writing a song?
It just depends, cause like I'm a real creative. So like I started before I was making music. I was big into like language arts was my favorite subject in school. So I loved poems and any writing competition in school. I would always enter like doing 10-page essays in school and stuff. Like I never was the student that complained about that. Like I loved to write. So I might be in the studio and I might just put a beat up and write. I might write ahead of time before I even get to the studio. I might write with no beat. You know what I'm saying? So like as a true creative, I feel like you just gotta be able to work with whatever and be in any environment and be able to produce.
What do you think is, even though you've been like starting since a child, what do you think was maybe one of your biggest mistakes as a new artist?
One of my biggest mistakes. I feel like I'm only 21, so I'm still making mistakes. Every day I make a mistake. But my biggest mistake, I don't feel like everything happened for a reason, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think I would say anything was like the biggest mistake, like so detrimental, like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have never did that. I don't think I got a moment like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I understand you. I can't really say you're a new artist, but you know, you're really popping right now. You know,
Yeah.
What advice would you give new artists who may be watching this?
Like I said, just be consistent. I think they just get confused with the social media blow ups and the overnight successes. Like if you want longevity in this business, you got to be patient and like put that work in, and you got to study for real. Just like if you was a doctor and you got to study and do homework, same thing as a rapper. Like people think you just shoot a music video and you go viral and you get your hair done pink and now you a female rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm studying, I'm working every day. Like I'm just sitting in rooms with people that's more successful than me and just listening. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just about working hard and praying harder.
Yes. Well, first, we were spending so much time just speaking with Mulatto because she actually chimed in real quick and she's actually doing a video shoot right now. So we appreciate you. That's like, I was like, girl, I ain't got no lashes on. That makeup is beat down.
No, you look
Thank
cute
you.
as
Shout
fuck.
out to Melly, you know what I'm saying?
You look really cute, sis. That
Yes,
hair
queen. Yes, young
Thank
queen.
y'all. Thank
Yeah.
y'all.
I was like, damn, Mulatto, I should have worn my other wig. We're gonna be doing it like that.
Listen, cute.
But no, we want to just say we appreciate your time. We know you are a busy woman. We're so excited to see your career go. One last thing before you go, I don't really know, like, are you dating right now, Mulatto? Because you know I'm the nosy person, so I be wanting to know, like, who the boo in your life, Mulatto?
Which boo?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
I like that.
Hold on, look, I ain't gonna get myself in trouble.
Okay,
I'm big single. I'm a big single for a minute.
Single?
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm single.
Mulatto, before you go, I do have to ask you the infamous new question that women are getting. Is it important, any guy that you're dating, that he buys you a Birkin bag?
Nah, I buy my own Birkins.
Oh,
hey.
Good job.
Heavy.
You gotta bring
Heavy.
something else to the table. I got money. You gotta bring something else to the table.
Come on, big
Heavy.
talk.
well, I'll take the one that you was gonna buy Mulatto since she don't want it. Mulatto, I'm Kendra G. This is Zach Boog from WGCI in Chicago. So when you come, pretend like you know us all over again when we see you in person.
Period. I'm gonna be like, "What's up, Sid? What up, bro?"
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. Go do that video shoot, girl.
Okay, y'all be safe.
Bye, Lotto.
Later. Good luck.
Bye, Sevyn.
Bye, Boo. Kill shit.
Oh man.
She's so sweet, bro. She is the absolute sweetest.
Dang, she got that wisdom on her. I was listening very closely. She got that wisdom. She's already ahead. She's ahead.
Super. I like how she said that she knows to listen to people who have been more successful in areas that, you know, that she's trying to become successful in. I think that's a really, really great mentality to have. Shit. Listen, I'm always trying to learn from. I love having people around me that I feel like are, you know, smarter or further ahead. Like, please teach me everything, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to an OG, and he said I was asking him what's the definition of a superstar, and he said the superstar is somebody that is equally when they're just having a conversation. What you feel from their art and their performance, you feel that in their conversation. And I definitely just felt that from Mulatto as she was just talking on her set casually. It was like, oh, okay, well now everything makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes.
Even her. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
love it. Well, now let's brag about the people that we have, such as yourselves. I'm gonna start off with Sevyn real quick because I got a personal story. When I was doing radio in Atlanta, the year was I want to say 2014. It could have been 2014 or 2013. And there was a song we were playing called "I Like It." And I was like, oh my God, I love this song. And then I went to see the video. It was this beautiful brown skinned girl, Sevyn Streeter. And you know, that wasn't even your beginning, but still here, like, what is it, 6 years later, you are still a heavy hitter in the game. Let's just talk about what this panel is about, and that's about making a hit record. But with you, I want to start off, what is your longevity secret?
You know what? I feel like I'm figuring everything out day by day. I am queen of, you know, I like to throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. You know, I think that there's no wrong way for me to be creative. So I just kind of allow myself to just feel and create and be. And, you know, for me personally, I just feel like God directs me. God tells me what phone call to make next, what meeting to take next, what type of record I should create next. And it's worked. every day I'm in awe of the fact that God still allows me to be here to do exactly what I love every single day.
I love
That's
it.
amazing. That's amazing. Kosine, let me holler at you real quick. Being that you're from Chicago, super dope producer, what advice would you give to the producers out here just trying to get their, you know, their first placement? I mean, I'm real familiar with a few producers, and they always say that first placement is the hardest one. What advice would you give to a Chicago producer who wants that first placement?
It's interesting, right? Because had you asked me this question 2015 while we're nominated for Rap Song of the Year, Nicki Minaj, Anaconda, I would have told you something totally different. But the evolution of Kosine, talking to you in 2020, I would say take every title off your body: producer, rapper, singer, soul singer, songwriter. Because beats as producers don't go number one. You can make the best beats in your life tonight. Guess what? They're not going to do anything but collect dust on your laptop. So I would encourage every producer to put a hook on every beat they make. My first gold song, Mims Move If You Wanna, is me on the beat and me on the hook. And I was on the West Side. I was on Sacramento. Shout out to the West Side. You know what I'm saying? And we were in the studio, and my homie was raving about this one track, and it was cool. It was not that cold, but it had a hook on it. And I realized none of my beats had, so I wasn't writing. And so I went in, put the hook on that. Fast forward, that turns into a gold record, Mims Move If You Wanna. We ended up executive producing that album, doing our deal with Sony ATV, taking that money, moving to Woodland Hills. And so is the story of the interns. You know what I mean?
And you know, it's crazy that you say that, because I interviewed Beat King earlier this year. And we talked about that. And he indirectly said that. He was like, you know, we were talking about your project, Beat King, and you was like, hey, I want all my bread. I'm about to write, I'm about to rap, I'm about to produce, I'm about to get all this. I'm about to play. So I asked you that same question, Beat King. You know, how do you give your advice to a producer who wants their first placement? What, you know, how should they go about that?
And my path was a little harder than everybody else's, man. I got a real issue with chasing people. So I'll be like, I'm not gonna chase no rappers to rap on myself. I'm not gonna chase no singers. I do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And I own myself. I make the placement. And then once the song you hear, then you come to me and then say you sorry and all that. No, but I'm different though. I can't chase rappers down. Did you get that email? You didn't? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not hot enough. You don't like that beat? Oh, okay. The beat hard, but they don't care if you ain't got the name yet. I can't do that.
So you playing with them?
I can't do that.
BK, I want to talk to you about your infamous line, but I'm gonna bring Lil Ronnie in here real quick. I'm gonna come back to you, BK, because get that head and leave. But we're gonna come back to that.
Nothing wrong.
Lil Ronnie, let me start.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna come back. So just know, B King, I'm coming back to you with that line. But I want to bring Lil Ronnie in here. You're also a producer, and we're talking about being a producer right now with a long career at it. What's your secret to the sauce?
Stay humble. Learn every day. Never stop learning. Never stop reinventing yourself. Don't get stuck. You know what I mean? Like keep the youngins around. Don't one of my thing is like when I was growing up, a lot of the older guys tried to tell me or discourage me from doing certain things because it wasn't what they like or wasn't what they thought was hot. So like, I mean, everybody have the opinions about the guys that are making beats and it's just all 808s and this and that. I welcome everything. You know what I mean? I never stop learning. Like they'll teach me something I didn't even know. When it came to Kosine, know like all them little bass bends and slides and stuff. I'm like, bro, what is you doing? That's like, oh, we using Fruity Loops. Most people be like, don't use Fruity Loops. It's not this. It's not. Listen, I welcome everything and I stay humble and I just 100%. Keep learning. You know what I mean? And just stay open-minded. I'm never too big, have too many songs. Anybody can teach me something.
Yeah, Sevyn, as the artist on the piano, how important is it to you to contribute to the producing and the writing of your music?
It's everything because it's all about collaboration. I love collaborating. Like Kos will tell you, me and Kos have done plenty of records together. They did the interns did bands for me. They've done a couple other records for me, and we feed off of each other in that way. Like a lot of musicians, especially the ones that I like working with, they're not just beat makers. Like they understand chords and melodies and all these different things. So for example, when I work with the intern over Coast, he may have an idea for a hook melody and I'm open to that. In the same way, I may feel like, ooh, can you make the drums like knock a little harder right there? And then it just becomes this whole collaborative thing. And you look up and you have this beautiful piece of art with just influences from, different creative minds. I live for that. You have some people who, they like to do it all themselves. That's cool. But I love the art of collaboration. To me, it makes it more fun. I learn more, and it's more memorable for me personally.
So, Sevyn Streeter, while we got you, I want to ask you this: what do you feel you can tell someone about the game before you got into it? Something that you wish you would have known before you got into the game?
Honestly, I wish I would have known earlier on not to take so many things personal. Because at the end of the day, it's like everybody out here in this music business everybody after the same things. You know what I mean? Like, every now and then you may run across some really pure people, but let's just be honest, like it's the music business. And I had to learn earlier on. I wish I'd have learned earlier, but I learned early enough that don't take things so personal. Like, if I send somebody a record, and I'm only speaking from experience because it's happened to me before. If I send somebody a record and they don't get right back to me, I'm gonna keep hitting them. If eventually they don't be back, then I'll go somewhere else. But it's just because I know how many times that things come up in my own life to where I just don't take it personal. Like this is the music business, and I'm lucky and I'm blessed when I actually find people that are actually pure to actually be around and work with. But at the end of the day, it's the music business. Like you got to have tough skin. I've had to have tough skin for a very long time. So.
I love it. This is a question I want all of you guys to answer. And Lil Ronnie, you can start off with the first response. Is there pressure to make a hit? When you're making the beats or when you're making a song, do you have in the back of your mind, what I'm doing has to become a hit record? Are you concerned or are you more concerned about it being a good record? So do you follow the trends? So Lil Ronnie, I want you to start first.
I mean, you almost answered the question. So for me, I don't chase hit records because I don't believe we actually make hit records. I believe we make great songs, and then the powers to be decide if they're going to be a hit record or not. So you can have the best record, the best beat, best song, and the A&Rs or the presidents or the people that's putting the money behind the record don't push it. It's just a good song. I've had songs that I swear was gonna be a number one, didn't get off the ground, and then songs I did that I just thought was cool, and when ended up being big records. So my thing is, I make good records and let the people and the power in the universe of everything come together. And if it's supposed to be a hit, it's gonna be a hit. But just make good records.
B King, what about you? Is it pressure to make a hit record or it being a quality song concerns you more? Or do you follow the trends?
It's not pressure. I'm not afraid of the pressure. I'm more afraid of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all talented. We all can do what we do repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm scared of, I had this dope song and then maybe the mix wasn't right. So that's, you have this dope song and then somebody famous dies and then that messes up your rollout that day. Like, no one cares about your song. Like, I'd be scared of the universe, you know, stuff that can hinder plans, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, if you're praying, you know, and everything, you know, everything cool. But I'd be more afraid of stuff I can't control.
Before Kosine, I want you to answer it next, but B, can you give an example? Has that happened where you were supposed to
Music making part.
do you have an example of that when you actually had a song that was supposed to come out and then something happened? Like, you know, God forbid, did you have a record when Kobe Bryant died? Because that changes everything. You're absolutely right. Like, no one cares about your song because we're sad about Kobe Bryant. I never thought about that. Yeah, that's a good point. Kos, how about you?
I'd be more afraid of the universe, man.
Got you. Kosa, how about you? When you in the studio and you making magic, is it more important for you to make a hit record? Do you follow the trends, or is the song quality more concerning to you?
That's a great question, and it's interesting because when I was inside of the interns, when 2 and I were going crazy before 2 became a SVP at Def Jam. Shout out my brother 2, and shout out to the South Side, Harvey, of course. But when we were, you know, in our interns days, 2 was the ultimate confident one in the group, and I was the musician. So he would go into meetings and be like, "Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we'll do that right now." And I always just be in the room like, "Come on, man. Come on, fam. Here you go with this." You know what I'm saying? I'd rather send him a pack. Let me do 5 first. Let me warm up. You know what I'm saying? Before. So that used to be a pressure. And then when I came home in 2015 and hit a reset button, I changed everything. You know, I left LA and I moved back to Chicago for like almost a year. And I changed my entire approach to everything. That's when I started to diversify. And early this year, I dropped a record called Kings featuring Idris Elba. And that's what got the attention, of course, of Leon, which led to me being on the morning show, which led to me having my own show on Fox Soul. You know what I mean? And I changed my focus from, you know, just going for club and twerk songs, right, as the producer of ass, cake, and one time for the birthday chick, you know, can I put my soul on the record? You know what I mean? Soul music is an actual thing too. Like, can you transcend? Can you grow? You know, so I dedicated the record to my sons, and it really just kind of put me out on the map as an artist and changing from producer titles, since that's what the world is so heavy on titles, to just artists. And then we get the Biden call, you know, and I do the official campaign song for Biden, you know, and Kamala Harris, and then he wins. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's different because now with that track specifically, I have my production collective as well, the 10, working with young folks. Ronnie had said it earlier, keep the young guys around. But then I'm also, you know, rapping on that thing. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's just, I'm just really feeling blessed, man, just putting my heart in it, you know. And then also, Sevyn said collaboration, like work with people that you admire. I have Diane Warren on my EP. And yeah, we worked for years on productions and stuff, but she actually wrote me a song on the spot on the guitar. You know what I mean? So that's been crazy. Marsha Ambrosius is the executive producer. Jeremiah is on there, and we all praying for Jeremiah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I'm just active putting my heart in this music right now when it comes to this. Being
Yes.
chasing hits.
Right.
Sevyn, last but not least, your answer, is it a pressure for you to make a hit record, or the quality of the song concerns you more, or do you follow trends at times?
Nah, I always care about the record. Listen, you might have to tap me on my shoulder and remind me to care about anything else other than the record. I care about what them drums hit like. I care about what the words say. I care about what how that melody feel. I care about what emotion it evokes out of people. Like for me, everything always begins and ends with the song for me. And then some people may, you know, they may beg to differ, but I just feel like you can't go wrong with having a great record to begin with. You know what I mean? So do I feel the pressure? No, because I think that's the fire thing about being a creative, especially being like a singer-songwriter. We can do 6 different ideas in one day and just kind of bounce around, and there's no pressure in that. That's just called having fun. You know what I mean? Especially when you do it and you collaborate and you do it with people who like share the same mindset. Like I live for that. So pressure, hell no. I just like to have fun in my sessions and create good music, the best music that I can possibly make.
So this question is for the entire panel. Can you speak on the importance of being unique? Okay, because this is about making a hit record, and I just want to know, because let's say you run into an artist where and maybe this has happened, and tell me if it has, where an artist is like, hey, make me a beat that sound like this, or a beat that sound like this artist. Just speak on, being unique and staying true to yourself in this whole process. Let's start with Lil Ronnie.
I can speak on that, man. I feel like that unique shit depends on how broke you are. Now,
teach. Take your time. Take your time and teach now. Teach.
When you doing bad,
yes.
Somebody be like, "Hey man, I need a beat." Like, you're gonna do it.
Yes.
You're gonna
yes.
Do it. You gotta pay your bills. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're doing good, it's time to be you, who God told you to be, and you can do what you do and be creative and probably change how music sound next year. You know what I'm saying? But when you're doing bad, you're gonna sound just like what's popping. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they can't do that. So they be like, I couldn't live with myself, so they just fall off.
Hey, well, what do you think about that, Lil Ronnie? Do you feel the pressure of, if you broke and your pocket's hurting, that you just got to do it whatever they want?
I'm kind of whatever you want type of producer. Like I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. I'm not trying to do none of that. It's only a certain amount of keys. You know what I'm saying? Everything has been done under the sun. It's just about a slight twist. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the business we are in are about trends. So you can't just go against the grain. Like it's certain times labels want to sign girl groups. It's certain times they just want to sign girl rappers. It's certain times they just aren't like, so you can't really say, not unless you beat King, you do what you want to do, you co-sign, you become your own artist, you know what I mean? And push yourself. But as far as producers and writers, my process is as soon as you come in, I need you to play me what you like. Because me personally, I just don't make beats to make beats or songs. Like if I'm not in with the artist, I don't take the session, because only you can tell me what you want. You can tell me what's in your playlist. You can tell me what you love. You can tell me what's going on in your life. We write life, so I want to hear your story, and we keep it moving. I'm not about to try to guess. I'm not throwing shit against the wall. You tell me what you want, and I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I tell everybody it's like almost a balance. It's like sometimes you can be so good, you are 3 years ahead of time.
That's
You
true.
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Deep.
Like you'll do something and it was amazing to you because God touched you with that. Like you were first to do it, but it just wasn't ready yet sonically. The 808s weren't supposed to be longer this year. They're short right now. So it's like things you
Now
want to
we
do,
probably,
you know.
all got those stories. I mean, we all got records that we had in our computer 2 or 3 years, and then
Yep.
somebody came, and then it was just time for it. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
why you.
I can tell you right now with the Jeremiah record on my album, he was like, "Go, don't get old," just like that, and that's right. You know what I'm saying? If you make timeless music, you make timeless music. Go, don't get old. You know what I'm saying? For me, man, I think that part of the game is creativity. So when I think about as a producer, Neptune's grinding, boom, 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 no music. This man Pharrell and Chad, they had the nerve to do no music, and so that make interns. I'm going with the school bell. You know what I mean? I went to Columbia. I graduated. I'm gonna put a school bell on this. I'm not gonna put. I'm gonna put a distortion on my 808 because I feel like when it comes to like super producers, they kind of have a DNA to their sound. We know what Kanye sound like, Dr. Dre. We know what Swiss. Like you kind of like to get your own sound or whatever. So there's some signatures, man. And I got a theory called proven sonics, which is why we sample in hip hop. If it was something and it made you dance and it made you shake, it worked. That thing worked. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just about evolving with it, adding the gourmet ratchet. You did.
What do y'all think? And I'm gonna start with you on this one, Sevyn. What do you think is the most important part of a record? Is it the hook? Is it the beat? Is it the melody, the lyrics?
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If I had to pick, I would say melody, because children won't necessarily know the words to songs, and people may not even speak the same language, but they gonna know that goddamn melody. So, if I had to pick one, I would say melody. It's just something about the way that certain chords and things hit you. You can't explain it, but yeah, I'm gonna say melody for me.
Melody. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Lil Ronnie? What you think?
I can't pick because there's certain songs that I like for certain reasons. So it's some songs that I don't even know the lyrics, but I like the beat. It's some beats I don't like, but I love the hook. You know what I mean? I think it's just one of them things like whatever catches you, just catches you. You know what I mean? Because that's like asking what do you do to make a beat first? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's chords, sometimes it's drums, sometimes you have a melody in your head. It's just kind of whatever catches you. You know what I mean? No formula. There's no formula to great songs.
Man, so go ahead, Kosine. Go ahead. What were you getting ready to say?
I mean, it's heavy. Like I agree with both of them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I had to choose, I would go with Sevyn on it just because like some of the best songs, there's minimal production. You know what I'm saying? Like you think John Legend, Ordinary People, we're just ordinary. Ain't no beat, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's just him, piano, and that song is it just grabs you. He's scared of that melody. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
But don't sleep on what Ronnie said though, because he hit all of the points. You know what I'm saying? Because that when I used to teach at Columbia College, Chicago, the first thing I said is one rule to making music, students, and that is that there aren't any rules. Okay, fellas, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a battle in a game of creativity. And that's the thing. You hear people say it all the time, like, I'm not creative. You know, I'm just not creative like that. You know what I'm saying? We are. We creative as shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's so crazy because I heard B King say, like, sometimes he worries about the mix, how it's hitting and stuff. And like I used to go overboard like that. And then, but it's so many hit records that never been mixed. Like I could turn on some albums and I'm like, bro, this is so fucking terrible. Like who mixed this? And
You know
then
what? You know what though? I'm gonna tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, the most important part of a song is the first 2 seconds.
Let's go. Let's
It
go.
don't matter. It don't matter if it's mixed.
That's the
It don't
puffy
matter if
theory.
it's mastered.
The
It
puffy
don't
theory.
matter. It's something that makes somebody stop scrolling on Instagram. What the fuck?
Boom.
Like it's. I'm from
You talking about
Texas,
jet
so it's
fuel?
like, I'm from Texas, so a lot of people didn't have deals, man. It's we had no real connection to everything else. So it's like when we had hits that had to be so amazing. There was no radio budget. There was nothing. So it's like that first 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Have to just grab you, whether it's your beat and that beat dropping there at the whole club. Like it's the first 2 seconds. That's the most important part.
That's called urgency.
That's gonna make a kid listen to it. A kid is gonna hear that first 2 seconds.
And also memorable lyrics. And B King, staying with you for a second. I told you I was coming back to you, right? So one of the hottest songs on the radio. So first I'm gonna say congratulations, because that's major in itself. But I want to talk about the line. What you mean, get the bread, get the head, then leave? Where you going? We gotta eat.
What he said?
You ain't hungry?
Hey man,
Let's unpack this. Let's really do a deep dive there. Let's unpack it.
You think you going after you get the head beat? No, this is time for us to sit down, talk about our relationship. You know, what's you know, are you hungry? What you want to cook? We about to watch a movie together, right?
I don't know if you've been to Houston, but all the women in Houston, they have no hearts. They have no love. Love
Wow.
You can't say that about
really.
They just want
All
Birkin
of them.
bags. They don't want the conversation. They don't care about your feelings. So it's
What?
like I made a song.
Oh, is that why they made that song Savage? Is that why that song Savage came from Houston?
The only angel from Houston is Beyonce. She's the nicest woman ever.
Wow.
And everybody else, they just.
But she is on that song Savage though.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, Houston females' mind frame is just they want the money. They don't care about.
You can't say all of them, no. B. You can't all of them.
He said all of them. He said all of them is what he said.
No, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Nobody. I make music to protect myself.
Because you know, me, this is my first time, you know, really talking to B King. He done said God so many times. I said, that's a good Christian man right here. Talking about something, get the bread, get the head, then leave. Well, you know,
with that song, I wanted to do something I've never really heard before, man. I love anthems. I love real big hooks. I love seeing people stand on couches, hold bottles, and screaming those words. But when the verse started, I switched the beat up, and that's when it turned to a twerk song. So I wanted to put 2 different songs in one, like, you know. So it was
2 for 1 special.
It worked. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it just go back to the 2 second thing. The song right now. What's up, Bree? What's up, Key? Like it's 2 seconds. That first 2 seconds they grab you. You know what I'm saying? So
that's hilarious. So so within this conversation, I may have gotten that. Are y'all saying that it's really no formula to a hit record?
Boom, you lit.
Hey, you know what? On some real, like your song can be trash, but your video was amazing, and then that makes it a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Go ahead, Sam.
I don't think just because you have a great video that's gonna magically make your song fire. Like your song.
Wait now.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk. What song became a hit because of the video? Let's hear it.
Well, I'm gonna give you a small. You said
what?
Bitch, I'm a cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow for one.
Like I don't know his name, but a dude got signed like 3 months ago, just off the like TikTok blow up songs now. But this guy, his instrumental went viral on TikTok. The song didn't even begin. It was just the first 6 seconds of the beat. He got signed off that.
Also, that don't mean that made that don't mean his song not trash.
The song was, my personal opinion, the song was trash. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like,
Good call, Sevyn. Good call. Good call.
It don't matter. Like if you could be a very pretty girl, you know what I'm saying? And that'll make your song a hit because everybody want to look at you. You know what I'm saying? And,
That's a deep.
Maybe that makes her a superstar. That don't necessarily make the song a hit. It just might make her a superstar, and she might
I
go.
get
And
that.
but you know what?
She might pivot and go do a movie role and be a superstar actress. You know
let's get in a deeper conversation. Let's get in a deeper conversation. What's considered a hit? Is it numbers, or
That's what I was. That's the next part of the conversation. But it's like,
what's a hit?
This is
I feel like we just had this conversation recently, Kos.
You know what? And I want to just jump in real quick to go along with that, because sometimes when I watch the Grammys, it's not necessarily the most popular song that wins the Grammy. And as a viewer and as a radio host, I'll be like, this song ain't even on the radio, or whatever the case may be. So that is a good question. Is it a hit if it wins a Grammy? Is it a hit if it's played on the radio?
Can I answer this real fast? Let me jump in, right?
Get in there, Ronnie. Get in there, Ronnie.
I'm a part of the Grammy community, and these people do not win because it's a great song. They win because it's just like the voting system. When you go for presidential elections and all that type of stuff, there are not enough of our people that are actually voting members, period.
That is a fact.
How this works, the hip hop community, the R&B community, our culture is really not represented. And it's not because they don't want us to be in there. Like, I'm a part of the Coast. I'm sure Sevyn, I'm everybody, but we're
all in.
We are.
We sign up. We have the younger generation. Either they don't know. Like, I'm an advocate. Like, when people come in, I'll be like, yo, you're a voting member. They like, what's that? I'm like, yo, you can vote for yourself. You can vote for your peers, and those count. So how it actually works in the Grammy, you have all the general members. You only have to have a certain amount of credits. You know what I mean? Have some placements or even independent songs. It's not hard to become a voting member.
And recommend.
You know what? It also depends on what type of artist it's like. To certain artists, that means a lot to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like my label told me that, you know, I'm finna probably get a plaque probably by Christmas and all that. And I didn't really care, but it's like a female has never walked up on me in the mall. Oh my God, B King, you just went gold. Like I never cared, you know, about like you know. But that's just me. Everybody not like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you get to talking deeper about what's considered a hit, you know, you got hits and then you got classics. Classic could be a hit, or it could just be a song everybody like. They get them a certain feeling. You know, it's really however you view it. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, like all of the stuff that you was bringing up before when you was talking about the video or that's the Grammys is not a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? I remember we was nominated 2010 with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is the new, you know, young, you know, phenom. And I'm just thinking we were shoo-in. And then Esmeralda Spalding comes right through and says, nah, y'all can relax. Let me get that. And Kosine doesn't win a Grammy that year. But then when I went and looked up Esmeralda Spalding and she was singing and playing the bass at the same time, I said, oh, that's why you won. You know what I'm saying? Because who sings and plays the bass at the same time? And then I had to get into all of the work that she had been putting in. She might not have been the most popular, but there's levels to musicality. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got a question for you. I'm gonna jump in real quick. Let's say, since this is for the art. Okay, let's say I'm an artist, right? And I don't have access to A&Rs and radio play and different things like that to judge my record. Let's say I come up with a record, but I'm not necessarily on that level where I can get radio play. How do I test my record out to see if it's even worthy of being considered a hit, or being that record that I want to go with, being that record I want to push? You know what I'm saying?
Gotta play it for your friends.
Yeah,
gotta play it for your friends, man.
Same
But
thing.
your friends, how many artists have you seen where they be like, man, my friends love this record? You know, Kendra knows, she get DMs all the time.
Get better friends.
They love this record. This is it. And then you didn't ask your 5 best friends who was in the studio smoking weed with you the whole time. You know, how do you?
But then get away from it. You gotta play it for everybody. You gotta play it for everybody, bro, and play it, and you know, not just your yes man homies. You know what I'm saying? Go to your whoever you respect on the music side. If you got the cousin, like I got my little cousins that make music, and they don't call me every day. When they feel like they got that one note, they hey cuzzo, cuzzo, I need you to put your ears on this cuzzo, and then I'll give it a reel. And then, you know, I love calling stuff whack. I have no problem. Yo, bro, that's terrible. Not for me. You know what I mean? But
For me, it's children. Ask a child.
Facts.
A kid will tell you if you ugly or if you like. Ask a kid, and if they just start tick-tocking, dancing to it, that means you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Club wise or energy wise. Now,
you went to a kid to get confirmation. I'm sorry to cut you off, B King, but you went to a kid to get confirmation about get your bread, get your head.
Whoa.
We didn't get a kid's confirmation, right?
When I was making the beat, my daughters came in there and just sat down and started getting on their phone. I was like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kids don't tell you, like you don't care.
One question I want to throw out there real quick. Obviously, I feel like we're living in a time where it's not just about the music. How big do y'all think social media and what people know about you? Because I feel like a lot of times people are buying into the personality. Like, I love Cardi B, but before I loved Cardi B, I loved her personality. And then because I loved her personality, I ended up falling in love with other things about her. And I feel like that's starting to happen. So do y'all feel like nowadays you have to be more open to be successful in this industry with your personal life and on social media? Sevyn, I'm gonna start with you because you're actually.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I just feel like that's the cherry on top. Like, you know, like when you make music and you make music for your fans and you really want to connect with them and stuff. To me, I look at social media, that's the cherry on top. And on top of that, it helps me do more research. I can directly talk to them and find out exactly what it is they like, what they want, how they feel, what they don't like. Like I live for it. It's a really beautiful exchange, I feel like. You know, I get to learn more of what they like, and they get to, you know, kind of dive more into my headspace, and it just makes us both more invested in each other. I think it's beautiful.
And to add on what you just said, I love the interaction part of it, being able to, you know, talk to fans and really see what they liked about it and see what they didn't like. So I may not do that next time or anything, but the downside of that is I don't like how you have to cater. Like it's a whole. I remember back in the day, like when I was a new artist, whoever worked the hardest was really who got on. You know, like if you passed out the most CDs in the streets and if your music was good, people heard it. But it's not really a work ethic thing no more. It's a were you interested when I saw your video real quick? Like it's you know, say that you go viral, enough people talking about it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't work to get
not solely.
I don't like that part of it. Like anybody with the right beat can just boop because the video was interesting enough, it made you stop scrolling. You know what I'm saying? And I guess in a way, if they still got your attention, they still deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But still, I don't like that element of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna ask y'all this real quick. Do you guys work with any new artists? Do y'all work with new artists or producers? Are you guys
all the time?
I work with new producers all the time.
So
what determines, because I know you guys are hit up on Instagram and you're on your DM. So what determines you to decide if the person's new and doesn't have a long, you know, degree of proof that they're going to be successful? What decision do you make to decide to work with them?
For me, it's all about how that first session go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give people a shot, you know, and sometimes it can be to my detriment because I've definitely been in my share of sessions that were uninspiring and underwhelming, to say the least. But every once in a while, you get in the studio, and on that first session, you work with somebody like a Tink. You know what I'm saying? The first time I worked with her, we did Don't Tell Nobody with Jeremiah. I introduced her to Timbaland, and she just was, I mean, it was just, you don't get that every day. You know, she came in the studio, I gave her so much direction, and like she was so like that's a huge thing as a producer with an artist, that relationship when an artist allows you to produce them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, you're gonna go back and forth, you're gonna go off on that dude, you know what I'm saying? Talk crazy, don't hold back. And she just went in that booth like, I just left your phone like 30-some times in a row. You ain't gotta lie because it's going on 5. And if you ain't in my bed, then you laying with a hoe. And I'm just like, damn, she from the South. Like, that is Chicago. Chicago is in LA tonight. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's when you really cherish the fact that you found that ruby, you found that gem, you know what I'm saying? That diamond in the rough that just needs to be produced and needs an opportunity.
B King, I think you was gonna answer too. What did you want to say to that? Like, how do you decide?
What was the question again?
The question: how do you decide what new artist you're gonna work with?
Oh man, you know, it just comes to me, man. I believe that nobody.
The universe tells you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna be in a room you're not supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may be around a situation where maybe you feel, you know, unsure about yourself. Like maybe everybody else more talented, but if you ain't supposed to be in that room, you won't be. You know what I'm saying? And if something comes to you, you meet a person and you don't know why y'all vibing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Texas producers ask me for advice and stuff. I'm just like, man, you know, just like it's 12-year-olds out here who will demolish you. Like just uplift that youth. All they do is sit at home and watch tutorial videos. Like they just embrace the youth, man. Them 13-year-olds, it's gonna be beasts, man. You know, you never know, man. Like, so, you know, straight up. If it makes it to me, it made it to me for a reason. So I'm gonna embrace it. You know?
B King, where the hell you going? You've been driving a long time.
Man, I think you sleep. I've been doing shows all week. We coming from Alabama. It's my turn to drive right now. So everybody in the truck sleep, and I'm headed to Dallas right now.
You might be.
Yo.
Are you driving to California from Houston?
You know what's crazy though? Sevyn Streeter, I met you in Dallas in 2012, right when your big single came out. We was at a club, Beamers, I think. You know what I'm saying? It was 2012. That was crazy.
That's crazy.
Was she nice? I know she was nice when I met her.
Small world.
She was nice.
Well, we gotta link again. Shit, let's link again after we got this call. 100. Let's go crazy.
100. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Let me do the hi-hats if I can. When y'all done with the song, send it to me. Let me do the hi-hats real quick.
I'm here for it. Let's get it.
Listen, we're about to go, but before we go, I do have a question for all the producers. And Sevyn, you can chime in if you want to. Has it ever happened? Have you ever wanted to work with artists and they, for whatever reason, didn't want to work with you, and then you make a hit for somebody else, and then they come back around like, "Hey, Kosine, remember?" Like, how is that? Like, how is that?
I love that because honestly, that's how it goes. You know, Dream, who wrote Birthday Cake for us, the Rihanna record, and of course the remix with Chris Brown, he said it's your menu. Your music is your menu, you know, and that's what my EP that's coming. This is my menu. You put that, they come around, whether they come around or if they don't come around, you put out that fire that make them come on over. Once you put that out there, then they say, you know what, I want to get with you. I need a number 2. I need this little something like number 4. I need that right there. So the music is the draw. You know what I'm saying?
It's real talk.
With me, man, it's kind of like how Sevyn said earlier, man. You kind of got to learn how to not take everything personal, and I'm trying to learn that, but I just don't like being lied to. You know, it's a thing where call me lame, but I look at life. I compare everything to Dragon Ball Z. It's lame, but I do. And it's like
my son would love you, man. My son would love you, dog.
But hear me out. Everything always came natural for Goku. It was just so easy. He was so positive and everything and natural. But stuff didn't come natural for Vegeta. He had to work very hard to get every level of Super Saiyanism that was out there.
I'm gonna hang up this phone on all of y'all. We are on here talking about some
Get
goddamn
into it, fam.
I had to work very hard for everything, you know.
Deep.
So when people didn't really rock with me, you know what I'm saying, and they try to come back, I can't forget that. I'm not fake like that. You know what I'm saying? I try to be industry. I can't. You know
Okay.
Ronnie, has it ever happened to you?
What I've had happen, it's not that the artists don't want to work with you, but I've had artists that I've done songs for and they didn't take it, and then they end up being hit records on other people. That's the best feeling. You be like, then they call you, yeah, I want something like, nah, you had it.
I can tell you right now, the same song I was talking about, Birthday Cake, we did it for Christina Milian. And she didn't take it. And then Rihanna said,
I didn't know that.
Christina Milian.
You know what's whack about that though? They'll get on an interview and be like, yeah, I had that beat first. I passed on it. Yeah.
You sure did.
Hey, look, I'm glad she did.
But that was one of the lessons too. Like sometimes whoever you write the song for, that's not who it's meant to be for.
There
so
you go.
Wrote the way for Jordan Sparks.
It's a blessing. Like it's a blessing in disguise. Like you be mad at the moment, be like, man, then you go listen to the album and it's terrible. You be like, man, they should have took my song. And then it's just God like putting that song on who it needed to be on at that time for it to have the potential and go to the top like it's supposed to.
Every time.
Gold don't get old. Gold don't get old.
Gold don't get old. On that note, I want to say thank you to everybody in the panel. I'm going to give you guys all a chance to say some final words that you would like to say to people that are watching tonight. Ladies first, always. Sevyn Streeter, any final words to the people who are participating in the WGCI Music Summit for making a hit record?
I just want to tell everybody that there's no wrong way to be creative. Like, you never know unless you try. Like, and I say all the time, like, ideas are not ideas. Ideas are instructions. So like, pay attention to them, lean into them, and just try it. Like, it sounds cliche, but you're just not gonna know. And don't let fear stop you from trying some stuff. Like, you're gonna be in plenty of situations. Don't look up and you be in a room and you don't speak up and you don't try something and you look up and you've missed out on an opportunity. It will haunt you for the rest of your life. So just be fearless, because nobody really knows what we're doing. That's the whole secret. Nobody really knows. We literally, thank God, we're in a position to just guess and be creative all day. I thank God for that. But don't nobody really know what they're doing. So you're no different. We're no different. Just you gotta try it.
Lil Ronnie, any final words?
Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. Creativity is free. You can explore as much as you want. Don't let nobody beat you up and tell you you can't do something, you can't make a beat, you can't write a song. Do what you want to do. It's a lot less expensive to get in the industry now, with programs and stuff to make beats. Just do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find you a good Chicago girl who wants to stay around even after she gets some head, B King. But what's your final words?
That's right.
Yeah, Chicago women, they gonna feed you.
There you go, black love.
Stupid.
But my advice, man, just hang around interesting people, man. Like, life is music, man. Somebody may yell something out and you be like, oh, that could be a hook. Just somebody could drop their keys on the floor. You be like, oh, that'd be a snare. Ain't nobody got, just hang around interesting people, you know what I'm saying? And like, hang around, just, you'll be amazed at the ideas that come, just travel and hang around people, do different things, man. Be in some different city and just get the idea of a lifetime. It's because you were standing in Walmart for no reason or something. Like, it's just do stuff. Get out the house, man.
Yes.
Good. And Ronnie, what's your final words?
Lil Ronnie, final words. Zach been working all day. Yeah, Zach.
Zach, why you don't want me to talk, Zach?
Zach, Zach didn't take his medicine today.
Zach, why you don't want me to talk, man? I've been here.
Go
on
ahead.
my side, I'm thinking in my head, you gonna make me go last, but then really you ain't want me to go at all. That
Well, we particularly want
Go
you
ahead,
to
Kosine. My bad, brother.
yes. Chicago's own Kosine, one of our sons. Your final words for your city.
Oh man, well, first I just want to thank everybody here tonight. Sevyn, Ronnie, B King, of course, Zach, even though Zach didn't want me to talk, we'll talk about that offline. And Kendra, of course, Johnny. Now, thank you guys for having us. This was powerful. I grew from this. I want to leave you with doing it for the love. You know, a lot of my confidence nowadays just comes from the fact that I really gave my life to this music. You know what I mean? I thank my mom, rest in peace, for being being on me and forcing me to practice and not letting me skate by. You know, I thank St. Joe's High School on the west side and Columbia and everybody, Ramsey Lewis, everybody in Chicago, my foundation that really helped me to truly love the music. And if you really love it, whether you get the Grammy or not, the plaque or not, or any of that, you will, it's audio healing. You know what I'm saying? There's healing in that creation. And that's what I aim to make. And it's a lot less stressful. So
Yes, sir.
final thoughts.
Super dope, man. We really appreciate all of you taking your time out and coming to the WGCI 3rd Annual Virtual Music Summit. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Hennessy. Okay, never stop, never settle. And our next panel is November 23rd. And we're going to find out how to get your music played on the radio, YouTube, streaming, all of that. Okay, so
That's the day before my birthday.
all right, turn up.
Hey.
Coming to Houston.
Happy early birthday. So your birthday Sunday. Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
And hopefully when the world opens back up, you guys can all come to Chicago and we can kick it in person. You know, right now, probably the year 2022 or the end of, I don't see it changing no time soon.
They get the
I heard they just put y'all back in time out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They did.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in time out.
Craziness.
Yes. Well, y'all be safe. Wear your mask. And like Zach Boog said, thank y'all again so much for your time. It was so much wisdom. And we can't say thank you enough.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
This was fun. Kendra, I miss you, boo.
No, I'm about to text you. Wait, you have your number changed since a year?
I'm about to DM you.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to Maywood, Broadview.
Bye, y'all.
West Side, Madison, Proviso East, Proviso West.